Good afternoon, Alan Rogers here, engineer, Medford Fire. It's 2013. This is our 99 Pierce Dash 100-footer. We're going to be talking about emergency operations. When I say emergency operations, that means that stuff goes bad. You've either forgot to do something or something is broken and you're going to fix it. So this is the parameters of those things. There you are. You're a brand new engineer. You're on your first big one. You've got to get that bucket in there so you can put guys on the roof. You set it all up just like you're supposed to. You come to the pedestal and you pull that mushroom. You grab that lever to raise it up and nothing happens. Worst engineer's nightmare. Time to freak out? No, it's not time to freak out. Here are the steps that you're going to do to get that thing in the air. First things first, check your pedestal for lights. If you have no lights, your aerial master is out. Go put it in. Second thing you're going to do is look at the mushroom switch. When you pull it, the light should come on. If that light does not come on, you are not an aerial. Third thing you're going to do is look at your hydraulic pressure. Should be at 450. Before you leave the pedestal, look at that. Next thing is make sure that you don't have fluid on the ground someplace. Coming off one of the ladders. When you've checked those things, it's time to get off and run around. You've come down off the pedestal. You've ruled out everything that you can rule out at the pedestal, and now you're at the back of the truck. Pulse is about 160, but you're still in control. First thing you're going to do is check for 4 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4 for your outriggers. If you don't have 4 lights, make it so. Second thing you're going to check is the switch that says aerial and stabilizer. If you're not an aerial, make it so. If you're an aerial, check this light right here that says hydraulic filter plugged. If this is red, that means it's plugged, and you may not have hydraulic pressure. If these things are all good, you're going to move to the cab. You've ruled out everything at the pedestal. You've ruled out everything at the back panel. You're going to come into the cab. Look at your aerial master and your aerial PTO lights. They should be on. If they're not, turn them off. After you've checked that the pump is out of gear, the emergency brake is set, and you're in neutral. Turn them off, turn them back on. As you turn them back on, listen for the PTO to engage. You can hear it. If this hasn't worked and you're still stumped, second set of eyes to the same process that you just did. Hopefully, while you're doing it, they're right behind you. If you still can't figure it out, put everything away. Turn it off and start from the very beginning. You're on a scene and you've lost hydraulic power. Your PTO is no longer working. First thing you do is recognize that. We all know that once this happens, you're going to know that there's something wrong, but you're going to spend 5 minutes trying to figure out exactly what it is. So you've recognized that you've lost hydraulic power. Most likely from looking at your gauge and seeing no pressure. Standard operating pressure at idle is 450. So if you don't have 450, something's wrong. The next thing you're going to do is look around and see if you have massive puddles of hydraulic fluid. If you have a hydraulic leak at some point in this system, this is not going to help you. That needs to be fixed before we can operate a pump and move that fluid. Your PTO is not working. You've checked the gauges, you've put it back in gear, you've done all the things that you would normally do. They are not working. You've decided that you're going to use your EPU, a small electrical hydraulic pump on this truck, to pump hydraulic fluid through the system to get the ladder bedded and to pick up your outriggers. This is that process. Hydraulic emergency power switch is right here on the pedestal. There's also a switch down on the back of the truck. You're going to choose your function, lower raise, on this control, put it in that way, then hit your EPU. It goes up. When you've gotten to where you want to go, you release the EPU and then release your control. We do not want pressure to build in the system. If you do not have electrical, you can use the handles that are underneath the pedestal. If you use this system, you will use that electrical pump no more than 7 minutes. If you use it for 7 minutes, it gets 30 minutes of rest. Then you can start over. Control first, EPU second. EPU release, control release. We're going to go down to the back and go over the retraction of the stabilizers with hydraulic failure. Hydraulic failure continued. Your ladder's bedded. Your outriggers are still out. You have hydraulic failure. You want to bring your outriggers in. This is a two-person operation. Person one operates the controls. In this case, we're retracting, so up they go. Person two, while the controls are depressed, operates the EPU. EPU is going. You can hear it run. It's running, it's running. The outriggers are retracted fully. Person one says, stop. Person two then releases the EPU. EPU is released. Person one then releases the controls. We're going to talk about electrical failure at the pedestal. You're on scene, you're flowing water, you want to restore this engine, you lose electrical power to the pedestal. Your controls no longer work. To restore the ladder, open the pedestal. In here are mechanical switches that correspond with the switches above. You can look at the indicators below these. These levers move the exact same way and do the exact same things if you lose electrical at the pedestal. You can put the ladder back into the bed with these switches, doing nothing else. We're going to talk about stabilizers down on the ground. This is the part of the video where we get to reshoot the portions of it that are either unclear or not working because somebody looked at the video who was smarter than myself. We're talking about electrical failure. If you lose electrical power and you still have hydraulics, in order to get the aerial to work, you must come to this mechanical mushroom switch and pull on it while the functions above are being used by the levers in the pedestal. Once you're finished using the aerial device, you switch to the mushroom on the left, which is for the outriggers. You pull this mushroom and use the outrigger switches in the compartment. There are no other switches for the outriggers. These are mechanical, they'll work when you use electrical. Now we're going to talk about short jacking. You short jacked on purpose because you don't have room, or you've set up your stabilizers and you've figured out that you don't have all your green lights. Maybe you don't need to go to the side that you have short jacked by accident or on purpose, but you want to raise that bucket right now. You need two people for this operation. One in the pedestal to run the levers, the other one on the back of the truck. You reach in here, you press this positive switch. It says stabilizer not fully extended override. You must depress and hold up. While that's being held up, you need to get it out of the bed. Once it's out of the bed, you can release it. When you need to rebed it and you want to put it in the cradle, you must push this back up. You can bed it and then release. You're done. This is the only switch for that process. You've got your stabilizers out and they're down on the ground and they should be working. But you can't get green lights in the back of the rig. One of the things that may be happening is this stabilizer sensor is malfunctioning. It is unscrewed and come loose. If you're down and you think that you have enough pressure, look here for a red light. If that red light is on, then everything's working fine and that's not your problem. If this red light will not go on, that means that your sensor has unscrewed itself from the stabilizer and it's not going to read. So you need to either hit your stabilizer override to get your ladder out of the bed, or you need to fix this on scene. And this can be done in a relatively short time if you know how to do it. But that is a class for another time. Find an engineer that has done this before and knows how to do it and talk to them for that class. But be aware that this has happened relatively commonly. You get 8121 back from the shops and your bucket looks like that picture just before this. It's off kilter and you want to level it. First thing you do, go back to the pedestal. Inside the pedestal cabinet, are two switches that operate that for service. The front switch says auto and manual. Make sure it's an auto. Get down from the pedestal, come into the cab. The engine's running. Correction, the truck is running. Turn on your aerial master and your aerial PTO. The switch right next to it, which is red, is platform leveling. Hold that switch up. When you hold that switch up, the bucket will self-level. When it's level, release it, and you can drive up.